Okay, so in today's video, we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith. And in today's video, I want to highlight Kwame Brown reacting to Stephen A. Smith, calling out Isiah Thomas, and Jaylen Brown responding to their tweet. Stephen A. Smith, he won't let the situation go. This all stemmed from Twitter because Isiah Thomas and Jaylen Brown responded to Stephen A. Smith.
Read to y'all what an NBA source just sent me. He said, Jaylen Brown, it's not so much that he's underrated. It's that he's just not liked because of his, quote, I am better than you attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me. I don't know that to be the case. I like Jaylen Brown. I know a lot of people that like Jaylen Brown. But again, when you think about marketability, that's what that person was alluding to.
Okay, that clip was of Stephen A. last Friday on First Take, obviously making the rounds on social media. It got the attention of friend of the show, Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas, who posted on X, Twitter, I've been a mentor, friend, and advisor to Jaylen Brown since he was a student at UC Berkeley. He is 100% marketable. And before you slander his name, Stephen A., tell your source to put their name on it or don't speak on it. Let it be known. In addition to Thomas, Jaylen Brown also took to Twitter saying simply, state your source.
So Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN First Take saying that Jaylen Brown wasn't marketable. And that's what his source has said. Jaylen Brown called out Stephen A. Smith, similar to how Lonzo Ball called out Stephen A. Smith. Here's a clip right here.
Who are your sources, bro? Please tell me who your sources are. Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta stop yapping. And I actually like you, man. I don't even know you like that, but I like you. I'm coming back, man. Come on.
Jaylen Brown responded.
At this point, I'm at that phase in my life where I just embrace all forms of negativity or whatever the case is, you know. Some stuff I don't understand. It ain't meant for me to understand it, but I just know who I am and what I stand for. Sometimes makes people feel uncomfortable, and sometimes I miss out on things. I miss out on opportunities, awards, marketing deals, or whatever the case may be. And, you know, at this point, I just embrace it. You know, I am who I am, and I'm going to stand on my beliefs, and I'm one of those people who would die for what they believe in. So I just embrace it at this point, and I'm grateful that I'm able to be in this position, and the energy is about to shift.
So I would like to highlight what Kwame Brown had to say about it. He be spitting facts, man, so I would like to highlight that in today's video. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you stuck around this long and support my YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. Let's check out this clip right here. Here's the video.
Jaylen Brown is better than most people. Have y'all seen this guy's resume? Did Stephen A. Smith ever take the time to even mention why someone would just automatically assume that this guy thinks he's better than them? Because reading his resume and me being a man that's not insecure or thinking that somebody is above me, but I can recognize when somebody has accomplished more than me and has done greater things than I have. And I will go out on a limb to say, yes, Jaylen Brown is better than me. Jaylen Brown is better than most NBA players. You're comparing him to NBA players. And this guy was smart enough to get a NASA. He went to UNC Berkeley. When he got drafted, they thought that he might be too smart for the NBA, that he might need to go do something else. And y'all are questioning. Stephen A., you never thought to mention that this guy was the youngest vice president in the NBA, that he's his own agent and he negotiates his own contracts. You never thought that maybe one of those meetings he went into in the NBA and he's smart enough to give pushback and say, hey, this is some BS. I don't want my brand a part of this, and I'm not going to do any of this. Stephen A., you mean to tell me you never made mention that this is a black man? And I saw Gilbert Arenas and Rashad McCants and what's his name? God dang it. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. But I saw them going back and forth, and I have to agree with Rashad McCants. I agree with some of the stuff Gilbert said but Gilbert jumps, he double dutches. He gives a reason why he's not marketable by saying the truth. He said one minute he said, I can see why somebody would think he's not marketable because he's too smart. And Jaylen Brown, and the truth of the matter is, some of the conversations that NBA players, Brandon Jennings, sorry about that, no disrespect, Brandon, but I can see how some of the conversations that the average NBA player would have, that a guy that went to UNC Berkeley, I can see him not wanting to participate in those conversations. I didn't go to UNC Berkeley, and I used to sit in the corner and stay quiet and look at some of these niggas like, the fuck? You niggas literally got up out the hood to be trying to gang bang in the locker room? I used to sit around and look like, because I'm really from some shit that's fucked up, and I made it out. So I'm very humble and very thankful. But to see people who make it out to act like them, and I used to sit there like, this is what we doing? You get all this money to come here and do this. So I can see how a guy like Jaylen Brown would not want to participate. So the fact that Stephen A. Smith can have a kind word after Dana White, pow, pow, his wife 2 times, and I'm not advocating for hitting no women, but Dana White, and then picked it back up and put it in the seat. And Stephen A. found some kind words to say about this man. And because a private source called Stephen A. or sent it to Stephen A. right before his taping of First Take, I mean, either it's a beautiful coincidence or he's a script reading bitch like I said he was. But right before his take, somebody sent him something about Jaylen Brown. They didn't send him nothing about all his accolades and you can run that story right before he compete for the NBA championship. No, let's talk about how people may think he's arrogant or he think he's better than everybody. But guess what? He's earned the right to walk around here thinking he's better than most people because ain't nobody tell you to sit there. I like what Rashad McCann said. Ain't nobody tell you to be a dummy. Ain't nobody tell you to keep going to the gym and shoot all day when this man wanted to go to UNC Berkeley and work on his game and his mind. So if you feel that he's better than you, he probably is. He damn sure smarter than me. So stop being insecure and just say it. This young man is a hell of a nigga. And if you don't like that word, he's a hell of a man.
Okay, so that's Kwame Brown's reaction on Stephen A. calling out Jaylen Brown. If you guys made it this far in the video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help my YouTube channel continue to grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So yeah, man, I want to give my opinion before I close out today's video. And I just want to say I agree with Kwame Brown on that. Stephen A. should have talked more about Jaylen Brown's accolades instead of just saying, you know, oh, I got this source that said this, because it was just kind of like Stephen A. went left on the script to read out this notepad. Like Rashad McCann said, you know, his source is his notepad basically, because the topic that they were talking about, it was like, why did you even have to bring that up and say that? And so now that Stephen A. Smith doesn't want to cite his source, now, you know, he has to realize that all accountability and responsibility falls on him, because if you're not going to name your source, then everybody's just going to have to call you out, because Stephen A. is the one that brought this on ESPN First Take. He's the one that brought this out. Nobody asked him for it. Nobody's talking about it. And it's not even a topic or a debate at the moment about is Jaylen Brown marketable or not. You know, that's not really a topic right now at the moment. So it was just kind of left field that Stephen A. would say that, because I've seen a lot of people praise Jaylen Brown. Like Ice Cube, he praised Jaylen Brown not too long ago for showing support and love to the big three. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the reason why Jaylen Brown is not marketable, because he's the guy that's out here promoting businesses and other people like Ice Cube, when we know that Ice Cube has been calling out the NBA and Adam Silver for quite some time, saying that, you know, these guys is blackballing him behind the scenes for some of the stuff that they have been doing on Ice Cube. It's Ice Cube words, not mine. So maybe that's the reason why the NBA has this type of little issue with Jaylen Brown, because he just won't bite the apple. As Kwame Brown would say, he's not trying to be a part of the go along, get along game. He's not sitting here trying to sign all of these marketing deals just because he can. You know, it has to make sense for him. Even Jaylen Brown said, you know, I will die for something that I will believe in. So he's not just going to sign his name and his likeness away on fine print just because the NBA wants him to do that. I'm pretty sure he could, but he doesn't want to at the moment. He doesn't need to. He's fine with his NBA checks. I'm pretty sure he's probably not even spending none of his NBA money right now at the moment. But that's the type of stuff that these media guys don't want you to hear. And it was good to hear Kwame Brown bring up Jaylen Brown's accolades and emphasize that. But yeah, man, that's just my opinion of today's video, guys. I would love to hear your guys' comments and thoughts on today's video. So be sure to get in the comment section down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more self-taught videos. And we out, guys. Peace.